Hi, I'm Eleanor Harris. I'm one of the co-directors here at the Clifton Institute. It's the end of May 2025. We had our last field trip for the school year last week. Between September and May, we had over 1,300 students attend 39 field trips here, which is more than ever before. So every year, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids get to come on our field trips, but very few adults do, so we wanted to give you a peek at what our field trips look like. We're kind of an unusual organization here at Clifton because we have three very different types of programs happening all under one roof. So we do conservation science, we do habitat restoration, and we do environmental education. And because that's all happening right here, we have this really unique ability to give young students the opportunity to participate in real scientific research and conservation projects. So to capitalize on that combination of science and education happening here back in 2021, we started offering what we call Scientist for a Day field trips. School groups from Fauquier County as well as surrounding areas come out usually for a morning, and they collect real scientific data. So over the course of the school year, we have 5 different research projects they can participate in. In early fall, that means that they're going out into fields that we're managing different ways and surveying insects that live in those different fields. In late fall, we switched to surveying plants that live in those same fields. In the dead of winter, students are monitoring the behavior of the waterfowl that are wintering on our ponds. In late winter, early spring, we have the students monitoring the amphibians that are breeding in our vernal pools. And then finally, in late spring, the students monitor the phenology, or the timing of when trees are leafing and flowering out in spring. In order for the students to collect those data, we have to teach them how to identify some group of either plants or animals, so that cures them of a little bit of plant blindness. Hopefully we're teaching them the names of some of the plants or animals that they can find right in their own backyard. And we also teach them all sorts of other really valuable skills, using measuring tools like hand lenses or rulers or thermometers. There are mathematical skills like estimating counts and percentages. There are skills using written resources like dichotomous keys and field guides. There are also really valuable critical thinking skills involved, like using data to back up a claim or communicating your findings to your peers. One really special thing about our field trips is that the data the students are collecting are actually being used by our staff to better understand what's happening on this property. And kids can really tell the difference between being given busy work and being given a meaningful task. So they feel really a certain amount of pride and ownership because they can tell they're contributing in a real way to a real scientific research project. When I was in middle school and high school being taught science, I was just given this textbook of facts that I was supposed to memorize. One problem with that is that I was given the impression that we know everything there is to know about science. And another problem with that is that I was never really taught how those facts are generated. So it really skips over the best part of science, the most fun part of doing science, which is solving a mystery. And there is so much that we still don't know about the ecology and natural history of our region, even here in one of the most populated areas of the country. So we really make sure to relay to our students how much there is that we still don't know. We teach our students how to identify things like grasses and insects, things that adults think are really hard to learn, but the kids' brains are just wired to pick up this kind of stuff. And now that we have been offering these field trips for a little while now, we are having students coming back months or even years later. They're pointing out a plant that they learned, or they're telling their parent how to maybe tell a bug from a beetle. And it's just been really rewarding to see how much they're soaking up and retaining all of this really complex information. So many children just don't get the opportunity to get out and explore nature. So on top of teaching them how to do science, we also want to make sure that they're just having a fun and positive experience out here. And we want to make sure that they're having an opportunity to connect to their local natural landscape. We're really lucky to have this big, beautiful 900-acre property that we get to study and explore, but we also want to make sure that people know that you can do science on a much smaller scale. So to that end, this past school year, we started a new project called Lawn Lab to bring the kind of field science we do here at Clifton to a schoolyard. In partnership with Fauquier County Public Schools, We took a 2-acre field on the campus of Grace Miller Elementary School and Liberty High School down in Bealton, and we set up a lawn mowing experiment. So those 2 acres are only getting mowed once a year, whereas the surrounding lawns are getting mowed every week as usual. And so we have this very simple experiment where we're studying whether maybe reducing how often a lawn gets mowed can help biodiversity. And we're not the ones collecting those data. So we're taking students from the elementary school as well as the high school out to the experimental fields to do surveys of plants and insects there. We are currently working with the students to analyze the past year of data, and once we have those results, they can take them back to their home, but also out to the community and say, hey, this is something that we can do to better support native plants and animals here in Fauquier County. I hope that gives you a sense of what our field trips are like, and if that sounds like something you might be interested in participating in, I just wanted to end by mentioning a program we run here called Science Saturdays. So every couple of months on a Saturday, we invite the public to come and basically do the same thing as our field trips, participate in one of our science projects here. So that might mean monitoring vernal pools, it might mean tracking box turtles, doing insect surveys, whatever it might be. They're really a lot of fun, and we would love your help studying the ecology of our region. If you would like to support any of these programs, you can always make a donation on our website. Thanks for watching, and I hope we'll see you soon.